You are going to lose everything you love, your health, your youth, the people closest to you. And there is nothing you can do to stop it. But strangely, accepting that may be the only way to actually enjoy any of it. Think of someone you love, someone you just assume will still be there next week, next year, 10 years from now. When was the last time you actually looked at them? Not glanced. Looked, without checking your phone, without already thinking about what you had to do next, without assuming there would always be another conversation, another dinner, another morning. Most of us don't, not because we don't care, but because we've quietly convinced ourselves that we have time. And when you believe you have unlimited time, ordinary moments become cheap. You rush through breakfast. You half listen when someone you love is talking. You complain about the drive to work. You look at your phone while your children are playing. You tell yourself you'll call your parents tomorrow. There will always be another morning, another weekend, another Christmas, another chance to say what you should have said, until one day, there isn't. Nearly 2,000 years ago, a man ruled the most powerful empire on earth. His name was Marcus Aurelius. He commanded armies. He possessed almost unimaginable power. Millions of people lived under his rule, and yet none of that power could protect him from the most ordinary human experience of all: loss. Throughout his life, Marcus endured war, disease, betrayal, and the deaths of several of his own children. He lived during the Antonine Plague, an epidemic that devastated the Roman Empire and killed enormous numbers of people. Death wasn't an abstract philosophical idea to him, it was everywhere. And yet, in private, Marcus wrote, not for an audience, not for history, not because he thought people 2,000 years later would quote him. He was writing to himself, trying to remind himself how to live. He never knew that centuries later, strangers would still be reading those words. And in one of those private pages, he left himself a simple reminder: you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. At first, that sounds dark, maybe even depressing. But Marcus wasn't trying to become obsessed with death. He was trying to stop wasting life. Because there's a strange thing that happens when we forget that something can disappear. We stop seeing it. Think about the place where you grew up. When you were a child, it probably didn't seem special. It was just home. The same walls, the same rooms, the same street outside. Maybe you couldn't wait to leave. But years later, you can remember details you barely noticed at the time. The sound of a door opening, the light coming through a particular window, the smell of dinner from another room, the voice of someone calling your name. None of it seemed important then, because you thought it would always be there. And that's the problem. We often understand the value of a moment only after it becomes a memory. Marcus was trying to reverse that, to recognize the value before the loss. And underneath all of this is one idea, simple enough to remember: nothing you love is yours to keep. It is only yours to care for while it's here. Not your parents, not your friends, not the person sleeping beside you, not your health, not your youth, not your career, not your home, not even this exact version of yourself. Everything you know is changing right now. Your parents are getting older. Your children, if you have them, are growing. Your body is changing. Your relationships are changing. Even your memories are slowly changing. And this exact version of your life, with these people, these problems, these ordinary Tuesday mornings, will never exist again. None of it was ever promised to you. You were simply given a lease on it, with no end date printed anywhere. And maybe that sounds frightening, but consider the alternative. Imagine knowing that everyone you love would live forever. Imagine knowing there would always be another dinner with your parents, another conversation with your partner, another afternoon with your children, another sunrise. Would you appreciate them more? Probably not. You would probably appreciate them less, because scarcity is part of what gives something value. A sunset matters because it disappears. Childhood matters because it ends. Youth matters because it fades. A conversation matters because eventually, there will be a last one. Impermanence isn't the flaw in life, it's part of what makes life valuable. So tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, try something. Just once, look around the room you're in. Look at the person who may still be sleeping beside you. Notice the sunlight coming through the window. Notice your own body, still breathing, still working, still carrying you through the world. Think about the problems you're worried about right now, the bills, the deadlines, the argument from yesterday, the thing that didn't go according to plan, and quietly remind yourself, none of this was promised to me, not because you want to lose it, not because you should expect something terrible to happen, but because one day, in some form, this version of your life will be gone. And when you actually let that sink in, even for 10 seconds, something strange happens. The ordinary becomes valuable again. The morning coffee, the conversation you've had 100 times, the drive you complain about, the voice of someone you love calling your name from another room. Things that once felt ordinary begin to feel different, because you remember that ordinary doesn't mean permanent. And maybe the moments we're waiting for aren't the moments that matter most. Maybe life isn't hiding somewhere in the future, after the promotion, after you make more money, after you buy the house, after the stress disappears, after everything finally goes according to plan. Maybe this is it. This morning, this conversation, this imperfect version of your life. Because one day, you will have your last conversation with someone you love, and you probably won't know in that moment that it's the last one. It may be completely ordinary. Someone leaves for work. Someone hangs up the phone. Someone says, "See you tomorrow." And tomorrow simply never comes. One day, you'll walk out of a place you've been 1,000 times and never walk back in. One day, someone will say your name for the final time. One day, you'll hug someone, and neither of you will know it's the last hug. One day, you'll experience something you've done your entire life for the final time. And almost none of these moments will announce themselves. There will be no countdown, no warning, no voice telling you, "Pay attention. This is the last one." That's what makes life so strange. We recognize the value of so many things only after they've disappeared. The childhood home becomes precious after we've left it. Our parents' voices become precious when we notice they're getting older. Our health becomes precious when it begins to fail. Our youth becomes precious when we realize it has passed. And the ordinary days we once wanted to escape become the days we would give almost anything to experience one more time. One day, you may look back on the exact life you're living right now. These ordinary problems, these mornings, these people you sometimes take for granted, maybe even the things you're currently worried about, and you'll realize this was the part you were supposed to appreciate. The Stoics didn't think about death because they were obsessed with dying. They thought about it because they were obsessed with living. Accepting that nothing lasts doesn't make you cold. It doesn't make you detached. And it doesn't mean you stop loving things because you're afraid to lose them. It does the opposite. You love more carefully, more deliberately, more presently. You stop demanding that life promise you tomorrow and start paying attention to what it has given you today. You call your parents. You put the phone down. You listen when someone is talking. You forgive things that aren't worth carrying. You stop waiting for the perfect version of your life before allowing yourself to appreciate the one you already have. Because the goal isn't to become comfortable with losing everything. The goal is to realize what you have before you lose it. Nothing you love is yours to keep, only yours to care for while it's here. And maybe that's enough. If something in this stayed with you, stay a while longer. There's more here.